Shadowbinders is back in stock on shopclownfish.com. That's shopclownfish.com. If you missed our Indiegogo, now's your chance. You can get the books again. And now on with the show. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, and we're going to talk about Neon Genesis Evangelion, the last movie. Not called Evangelion 4, of course, because that would be too easy. It's called Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.01 Thrice Upon a Time. And it's coming to Amazon Prime. It's not coming to Funimation. It's not coming to Netflix. Amazon has snagged the rights to Evangelion. They've sniped it. This is one of the biggest anime movies of the year, and second only to Demon Slayer, I believe. And they have sniped the rights for Amazon Prime. So it is very clear that Amazon is taking anime more seriously. That it's not just Funimation, it's not just Netflix, but Amazon is going to pay what it has to pay to get Evangelion, to get one of the biggest movies, because obviously they can't get Demon Slayer because it's locked down with Sony. So we're going to talk about this. Very, very interesting turn of events, and I am a longtime Evangelion fan, so I haven't seen the new movie yet. I've heard good things about it. I've heard very good things about it. I haven't been a huge fan of the Rebuild series. At first it seemed kind of unnecessary, but they are taking things in a different direction. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 205,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We do talk about anime. We talk about animation, comic books, manga, pop culture, the culture wars, whatever interests us that day. And this was announced a couple of days ago. I just hadn't gotten around to it. But it's really interesting because we talk about how important anime is becoming to these corporations, that this is going to be kind of a linchpin, I think, for some streaming services to get into the anime space. And we saw that Netflix, got into a bidding war over the series, over the Evangelion series, which has long since been out of print. It was ADV Films had the rights to Evangelion on DVD. I don't even know if it's available. Is it available on DVD or Blu-ray now? I have no idea. I have the Platinum Edition set from ADV, and you'll have to pry it out of my cold, dead hands. But people were not happy with the Netflix dub, which I actually haven't watched much of. I watched a little bit just to compare the voices. It's not the same. I mean, Evangelion is one of the shows where I have a soft spot for the dub voices, Spike Spencer and the rest of the crew, because that was the first anime series I bought in its entirety on VHS. Back in the 90s, I loved it so much, and I bought the dubbed version. Okay, back then you had to pay like $25 to $35 per tape, and it was like 2 episodes on a tape. Like you kids today, you have no idea how good you have it. You have no idea how good you have it to have like unlimited anime at your fingertips 24/7. But yeah, there was also some other controversy around, Netflix picking up Evangelion. Not only was the dub considered, subpar by a lot of people, the media took them to task. They said they erased the queer subtext from it, that Kaoru and Shinji were supposed to be a thing, and that was a translation difference. But apparently the original Japanese, it really wasn't that explicit. They just sort of ad-libbed to ADV. Have you seen Ghost Stories? Yeah, they they tend to ad-lib over at ADV. RIP ADV, by the way. All right, so let's talk about this. This is coming from The Verge. Deadline has picked it up. Everybody's talking about it. We just got to it late. Amazon is ending Evangelion by bringing the final film to Prime Video. Amazon is bringing the conclusion to the rebuild of Evangelion film series, adaptations of the beloved anime created by Hideaki Anno, to Prime Video on August 13th. Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.01 Thrice Upon a Time. God, this is very Kingdom Hearts. Oh, speaking of which, the theme song is done by the same woman who did the theme songs for Kingdom Hearts. So maybe that's why they're so confusing. I have no idea. It came out in Japan in March, but will be making its global premiere on Prime Video in over 240 countries and territories, Amazon says. Alongside the final fourth film, Amazon will also stream the other films in the series. Evangelion 1.11, You Are Not Alone. Evangelion 2.22, You Cannot Advance. And Evangelion 3.33, You Cannot Redo. I was really expecting this one to be called Evangelion 4.44, You Cannot Reboot. You know, don't do this again. And I don't know. The company hasn't said when those films will be available on the service, hopefully in time to catch up for Thrice Upon a Time's August release. That would be stupid not to release the other three before this one. You can watch a trailer below. We're not going to show that. Well, we're going to show a little bit of it. We'll show a little bit. Yeah, Prime. There it is. There's the smile. There's the smile. Actually, I've heard very, very good things about this movie. I haven't seen it. I really want to see it. Okay. The Evangelion rebuilds are an interesting mix of reworked moments from the original anime and entirely new plot lines and character backstories that only appear in the film series. If you caught up with Neon Genesis Evangelion when it came to Netflix in 2019, there are lots of interesting departures and fully animated Eva battles to rediscover in the rebuilds. This is what's interesting, though. This is what's really interesting. That Amazon managed to snag Thrice Upon a Time and its predecessors seems like a pretty big knock against Netflix's anime empire. Most streaming services are now trying to have some kind of anime strategy, either through the acquisition of other platforms or just by throwing money at popular creators. Netflix is missing out on scooping up more Evangelion to go with the series and original 2 feature films. It's already a loss. More mechs for Bezos, I guess. Yeah, so here's the thing. This happening, Amazon spending this much money on Evangelion, is not going to help, the people who are trying to stop the sale of Crunchyroll to Sony. Because right now, they can look at the situation and be like, oh, Amazon's spending money on anime. It's not like they're just rerunning, old stuff. They're not just running Retro Crush stuff or whatever. They just shelled out big bucks for Evangelion. And you've got Tubi. They just cut some deals with Toei and some other anime companies, some studios. So yeah, I mean, this is actually going to help the sale of Crunchyroll go through to Sony, because there is no case at this point. They're going to be like, everybody's streaming anime. Everybody's paying money for anime. It's not a monopoly. And that's what the argument was, that if Funimation bought Crunchyroll, they had a monopoly on streaming anime in the US. And this is clearly not the case. Even Disney Plus is even streaming anime now with Star Wars Vision. So it's not going to hold up. It's not going to hold up for sure. But yeah, the movie did really well. It passed $30 million in the first week at the Japanese box office. Again, I've heard it was pretty good. It definitely wraps up the series like completely, unless they decide to reboot it because they want to sell more Eva merch. But, as I understand it, it's a nice ending to the whole shebang. And, it didn't come anywhere close to Demon Slayer, mind you. But, this, in the day, in the 90s, Evangelion was the Demon Slayer of the day. So it is good to see, it getting more mainstream attention now. It's kind of weird. Evangelion kind of laid low for a while, and at one point it was basically Evangelion and like Evangelion, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, and like the rest of anime, back in the 90s. It was a totally different scene. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. Definitely interested in watching this. Very interested to see what Amazon does with anime, because I think with the deep pockets they have, it could be a game changer, and it might become a pissing match between them and Netflix, because Funimation was really, really salty that Netflix picked up Evangelion, because they were dubbing the movies. I don't know if they're dubbing the last one or not, but they were dubbing the movies. They were very, very pissed. So I think it's going to be a pissing match between Netflix and Amazon. And Sony, Crunchyroll, whatever. They're going to be the big three players, and then Tubi might be kind of a dark horse. Lots of anime to watch, though, guys, and you do not have to pay. You do not have to pay $30 of VHS tape to watch it. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet. So I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.